Y'all don't understand that. Yo, obviously was joking, and then I added to the joke. You get upset.
Yeah.
Never gonna hear.
Jobbertears podcast.
Never gonna hear the remix, guys. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Nope.
Yes, we are.
I sold my soul to the devil, and y'all niggas never play the song.
You sold your soul to the devil, and I won't let the devil into the house. I don't give a fuck. The devil's not coming into the house.
Let's get some sage.
Listen,
Sage the whole fucking track.
Sage
Fuck out of here. This motherfucker.
Sage the whole shit.
I like Joshua's part a lot.
Joshua's part's fire.
How about Josiah?
Josiah's part is fire.
He probably doesn't know us.
You be surprised. And I've actually learned that
I think we should talk about this on air. So before we got on air, Yardley, a.k.a. Mr. Black, with the extra C.
Yardley.
With the extra C, Mr. Black.
The black sea moss ass nigga over here. Telling me I'm lying? Am I lying? Do you not always promote that shit?
Yes.
Okay then. So don't drag the shit.
That's the way he be promoting it too. Having a bad day, C-Moss will take care of that.
Everything.
Oh my God, she doesn't love you.
Make sure
C-Moss will take care of that.
It was.
Oh, anxiety is high. C-Moss will take care of that.
Oh, you're balding?
C-Moss
will take care of it.
Oh, and some lemon water.
But you never know that.
And some lemon water will help out with that as well.
Lemon and lime. No, lime.
Yes, lime water.
You gotta get the lime.
Like, you see my skin though?
So
glistening,
they were arguing.
We was not arguing.
Okay, now you're dragging it. No one was arguing. Because you can tell. Listen, and I've learned an experience the past 3 years we doing the podcast. When we argue, everybody can tell from the vibe of the top of the show. If you look back at old episodes or right before when we either got into an argument or y'all got into an argument, y'all can tell, anyone that's viewing can tell, these niggas is upset. Something is wrong, but they're just playing it off. And then there's some times where we play it off, but continue.
So they were talking about vulnerability. Oh, my God. And then Janelle,
That's a really good Sasson talk.
Actually, and then Janelle, who's trying to be Miss Tough Guy. Or Miss Tough Girl, always tough, but she cries in the dark while the moon glistens off her tears.
That's even more worse.
No,
that's clearly more worse.
That's terrible. Actually,
wow, that's clearly more worse.
Terrible.
I don't know why this is so funny to me.
Because listen, everybody at this table has a hard time of being vulnerable, and that's why it's fucking hilarious.
Your vulnerable in the most weirdest way, be like,
what?
You were clearly was joking.
You want to talk about vulnerability via cancer?
You triggered her by saying that she cries.
Right.
That's why it's so funny to me.
There you go.
Because you triggered her by saying she cries.
I was like, excuse me.
And she was just like, what do you mean?
Like, save face. The fuck?
Oh my God.
There you go.
That's exactly why, because you said she cries, and then she got mad. Like, it's not a human thing to cry.
Nah, fuck that.
Yo, why you gotta be so tough for, B? Man, relax, man.
I am very
Shout
relaxed.
out to Mikey, B. Shout out to
absolutely.
Mikey.
Oh my God.
Man.
Absolutely. But before we get started, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, B?
What's wrong with you?
Be vulnerable, B. It's okay.
Look who's talking.
I'm vulnerable all the time.
That's a lie.
I pay a therapist every week.
You're vulnerable with your therapist, not with the individual you might potentially have a life with.
Those
are very two different
things. He's the most
things.
vulnerable person on the podcast. He'd be like, yo, I cried last night, guys. What?
Why?
Exactly.
But you can't laugh at it because then that may make him feel like he can't be vulnerable.
No, I don't care.
And then
I do. Fuck that.
If
I give you a vulnerable moment and you staying here kiki-kiing, that'll be the first and last shit that'll ever happen. Just understand that.
And then he'll call me
First
at 10 p.m. Like, yo, I felt the type of way last night. What? And then I understand he's going through something, so I'll talk. And then I was like, all right, bet, you good? He's like, I'm good, okay now. I just want to talk to somebody. I said, all right.
But at least you know what? I'm proud of you in that sense of you knowing your resources and how to use them. And being able to use your voice. Because some people don't know how to do that.
Exactly.
So that's fair. And I'm proud of you of that. Because your
Exactly.
growth is definitely on a different level that most of these bitches appreciate. So I will say that.
Yo, I was on Duval page, right? You know, Duval is like one of the he's one of the disciples of like woke niggas. B. He's like he's up there, and he said, y'all females do not want to marry Russell Wilson. Y'all have plenty of them, but y'all choose to be the toxic niggas, B, because y'all feel like it's boring. It's true. Y'all don't want good niggas.
Y'all don't want Russell Wilson.
Y'all don't want Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is rich.
What's the female version of Russell Wilson?
Dang, that's a great question.
Those that are watching, I know this is before we get into wrestling. I would say, we're just
I would say like
the female version of Russell Wilson would be.
See,
because women are toxic.
And the ones that who are not toxic, they're not out there. That's
no,
why.
all women are toxic. All men are toxic.
Men, I would say, don't do that.
Yeah, different ways.
But the thing about it, the toxicity of women is much stronger.
Yeah. Because y'all play victim too much.
Y'all don't take accountability.
My personal favorite. Oh my gosh, this nigga did this to me. He disrespected me. But yet, they won't say that. You call him a bum ass nigga. You talk about his mother. You talk about his bald headed head.
No, okay. So there's
you
a
assault
difference.
his money game.
There's a difference.
You saw his pipe game.
So there's a difference.
You talk about his dick size.
Okay.
Mad stuff.
Listen, there's a difference.
Size doesn't matter, supposedly.
Yeah, right.
Debatable.
Yeah, right.
But no, there's a difference in that where as women, you don't, like I've learned throughout life, you don't want to demasculate the man. And that took me, that's a lesson as especially coming from a strong mom. And it like for me growing up and her being the being that hierarchy in that sense. So that was a hard lesson I had to learn through my 20s.
I'm listening.
And 30s was like, all right, I can't be my mouth is reckless. I can't be disrespectful and out here demasculating a man. So it's every individual to end up learning that lesson, and not everybody does. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen on both sides of the coin.
You know
so,
what helps?
What we're not gonna do is do
that.
You
know what helps with that? You know what helps with that for real? CMOS.
And on that note, we're gonna talk about.
But no. All just aside though, I feel like both parties need healing.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna explain to you, we hurt each other, right? I only date black women, right? And a lot of my peers date whatever. Black women hurt me, but at the same exact time, y'all love me. I had to go to therapy to understand that, people are gonna hurt you. But love should not be painful.
Correct.
What I mean by hurt you, like, let's say I had that, you and Mikey, right? Mikey.
Don't use my nigga as an example. We happy, we good.
No. Hypothetical. Okay. Let's say that Mikey forgets your birthday by accident because you're just busy, right? That's hurtful.
I would kick him in his throat.
But no. That's hurtful. But what's painful, though, that he forgets and cheat on you on your birthday in your bed. Woo! That's hurtful.
Speaking of cheaters, so I tell y'all all the time.
My niggas cheating out here, B?
The fuck not.
Why?
First of all, the world would be burning. That's just number one across the board. But no. We get into these dark holes of certain shows, and for the past week and a half, this nigga, I blame Mikey for this shit.
What show?
Fucking Cheaters. With fucking Peter Guns as the host.
Heard that show's fire.
Yo, but it's obnoxious because it's like, Peter, really? You of all people, but he actually is a really good host. But he be low-key instigating the whole shit. Like, it was one episode, this nigga deadass just, like, charged at him and was trying to fight Peter Guns after he showed him that his shorty was cheating. Like, it was wild, but Peter's a New York nigga, so he was definitely, like, on something like, yo, this couldn't be me, but this is happening to you type shit. And it was like, whoa.
A typical Harlem nigga. Some of the Harlem
Nah, that's some Bronx shit. That's some Bronx shit. It's in Harlem, don't do that. That's obnoxious. Oh, yeah. But I do recommend watching if you into cheaters. Because the other guy before him, I always want to call him Chad Gable. There was two white guys. Joey Greco and then the other guy, what's his name? Yeah, I think his name is Chad Gable though, low key. But the other guy before Peter, he had died of an overdose. So that's why the show, like Paul, like there was a period of time where you didn't even hear about cheaters. You was just like, what happened?
Yeah.
He died actually. And then after Joey Greco, which was the first host, when he got stabbed up on that fucking boat episode, he said, nah, this ain't for me. This ain't the way.
So they put a black nigga instead.
Yeah, but he's problematic, but he's actually the right person for it. Because then he'll be, he has some, words of wisdom. He's just like, listen, I've been on the other side. I've actually done it too, like, and try to help them understand and see things differently. But his main thing is get your answers. He be like, yo, get your answers. Like, if you want to know why this person cheated or why they did this, get your answers before you start wilding out.
Yeah, like, I feel like people just don't cheat just to cheat. There's always reason why.
Oh, yeah,
It's the wrong thing to do. Like, for example, like, if you feel your partner's not communicating properly, you talk about it.
Yeah.
You don't go out and cheat. I feel like people tend to just do the extreme because the extreme is always easy.
Because it's easier, yeah.
Yeah, think about it. Like, you go out and suck some dick instead of talking about it.
All right, well, I don't want to talk about that. But so let's talk about some
Shout out
wrestling.
to the dick suckers out
there.
But
Absolutely not.
Shout out to the baby
Well, I mean-
being like uncanceled. Freaking derlicks, man.
Anywho, before we get into talking about some wrestling, we do have some announcements to make.
Shout out to Big Swole, the leader of the biddies.
Here we go with the biddy shit. Y'all gotta make her shirt.
Yes. The biddies.
The biddy.
You know what was funny? Somebody was about to say, I don't like this name. And then she was like, y'all wild for this. Ha, 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 ha. I was like, okay, so she approved it.
Well, she's cool like that. So I don't see her having a problem with it, especially.
I mean, like, that's Auntie Swole.
Exactly. But before
But yeah, she's like around the same age as us.
Yeah. Like Swole's, we are the same age because her birthday is July. Yeah, July, and then my birthday's September. Yeah.
We all the
like
same
her
age.
like Cedric's around her, same
That's
age.
crazy.
Yeah.
But I just feel like she fits that role because she's always looking. Her spirit is so.
Yeah, just
like,
her mannerisms.
Yo,
and
her
things
spirits. Last time I saw her, like, what was that thing? Her spirit was so high and good. Like, yo, I'm starting to see like why we need more of us in wrestling.
Absolutely, it's super important
because
representation.
Like, other people outside of race don't understand the warmth that we have for each other.
See, this is why I can't have conversations because then I get text messages like that.
So Moxley cursed out Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, in his book, yeah.
Oh,
if I had gone in there and been an asshole, why didn't he just say "fuck you," and then you're being an asshole? No, he let me go through the whole song and dance while being completely phony, pretending to accept my apology, pretending it was all good and we were friends. The 5 minutes later, this little cunt rat goes right to the rest of the office and says,
What?
I didn't give a sufficient apology and whatever other bullshit he probably said about me behind my back. No less, this dickless motherfucker.
Oh.
And it was 48 hours later. Why didn't you just call me on the phone and right when it happened and say, fuck you? We're all mad at you, and if you do it again, you're fired. That would have been easy to understand. Instead, I got summoned to the secret castle to meet the magical king wizard who lives in the truck and controls the universe to beg for forgiveness. What are all these stupid little games? The reality in a place like WWE is that one comment, one little seed planted by a guy in Kevin Dunn's position can be extremely detrimental to someone's future there. There's a lot of power, and power breeds ego. Connecticut old rich boys club ego. I've heard all kinds of stories about that guy messing with people's careers, and this isn't that kind of book. Suffice to say that this dude is a fuck bag. Maybe this is that kind of book. No, but for real, don't even get me started on no. This is not that kind of book. Fuck Kevin Dunn.
But isn't Kevin Dunn not work there no more? No.
Was when the time he was there.
Okay.
Why is Kevin Dunn fired again?
Budget cuts. He was a part of that, like.
But then again, it makes sense for him to
Like
get fired.
shit.
Like no. Honestly,
Like last year, I think he.
Like
got
it makes
fired.
sense for Kevin Dunn to get fired.
No, it was because of the what's the name situation.
What?
Was it the Twitch?
No, I think it was because of it might have been budget cuts. But
I just know he got
fired because of the Mickey James situation. I think it was. Was it?
That was not Kevin Dunn.
It wasn't Kevin Dunn.
That was the other dude that was on Total
somebody
Divas.
else.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
No, I don't think he got fired.
He didn't. Yeah, I know he didn't get fired. It's the dude that's always on. Like he's the one.
I know you're talking about. I mixed them up. But he. Yeah, he's still with the company.
Yeah, he's still with the
Really?
company. See, I knew it. Yeah.
Kevin Dunn. Yeah. He's not the nicest person.
Oh. Who is anymore? But before we get started, let's do some house announcements. This Saturday we'll be at Legends for Full Gear viewing party. How many RSVPs are we up to by now? Estimated at
It's about 300.
all right, it's a lot of niggas.
See who shows up.
So, so make sure that you come early because if that's the anticipation, we will be packed and seats will be limited after a period of time. So make sure to arrive. Doors open at
6.
And then the show, the buy-in, I believe, is at 7. And then the main event, actual show starts at 8. So make sure, once again, come out, RSVP. And then the following week will be...
Oh, don't forget that the Jobbertears will be in the building. Hog.
Yes.
House of Glory, owned by P. Miller.
Those are watching live.
Percy Miller.
We will be at HOG for the return of House of Glory.
We're gonna be there, take our
Friday
pictures,
night.
take a pictures with us to the Jobbers.
Shout out to everybody that's that support independent wrestling. It's super important.
Shout out to y'all.
To keep that lining of wrestling going.
And I live like up the block from there, so lit.
And then next week, it's Survivor Series weekend, where Saturday night, those wrestling girls, along with us, the Jobbertears podcast, will have a meetup. Rendezvous at Legends, but also I will be moderating a panel with different, once again, point of views on the impact of wrestling towards the culture. And we really want everybody to come out. We want it to be as personable as possible. We want everybody to have a good time. It's a great opportunity to network. It's a great opportunity to meet people that
speak up,
necessarily
please. Just don't go there. Just don't go there and don't say nothing to people and say, "Oh, I spoke to everybody." No, you guys didn't. Like, this is a perfect opportunity for us to speak. What I mean by networking is, if you here's the thing: if you want to speak to us, don't talk to one of us. Talk to all of us, because one of us we're gonna forget. We remind each other. So I don't want to hear, "Hey, I spoke to one of y'all. So what happened?" "Oh, I don't know." So you saw everyone else though, right? Yes. For everyone else, network, speak to each other. Extend your hands. Like, if you're nervous, get a drink, get tipsy. Yes, we will have our typical Jobber specials. Have a good time. It's a Friday night. The moon is right.
Saturday.
It's not Saturday.
Ooh, even better. No, the panel.
Panel Saturday.
So AEW.
Yeah.
So come out, Saturday night, the next day pay-per-view, man. Show the support, B.
So yeah,
bring your friend. You bring that girl they've been trying to holler at. I make you look good, B. I
want to know, those that are watching on the live feed, how many people have actually bought their date to a wrestling show? I think that's so dope.
Lawrence does it all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Lawrence brings a different girl every episode.
Problem, but you can say
it's like a different episode. It's like a different episode of the the pay-per-view viewing party.
Yeah.
Like, he brings a different girl.
Someone
every
should
time.
Vlog it, because I think it'd be
like, he brings a different girl every time, and then
expects all of us to be like, "Hey,"
you have to be friendly.
What? Yeah, you could be.
Yeah,
cordial,
but it's just like I'm not gonna
I don't
see
want
you
no
again.
attachment. Right, like, I don't want to attach myself to somebody.
I'll be real with you.
And then next month you be on something like,
that's
that's how I felt about Loretta.
And that's how I felt about his girls.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't have girls.
Oh, every girlfriend he has, I refuse to get close with. You know why? Because I always say this: if he proposed to them, it's serious. He always say, "Yo, I like them."
So that's when you would get to know them, is after he proposes?
That's a good point.
Yes.
It's a good point.
Yes.
But then I would, as somebody, I would want, you as my best friend, I would want you to meet the person I'm dealing with way before we even get to that point. Because, if you see something I don't, I would want you to tell me.
You don't let too many people wife you up.
No, there you go. Okay.
So I learned my lesson too with you.
Pick and choose.
Shout out to Mikey, man. Shout out to him, man. That's the only nigga I call boo.
That's the only nigga that survived.
Yes.
If we're gonna call a spade a spade.
But with him, it's
you
just
don't get
yo, with him,
you may wanna.
Only one of them I like. Shout out to Jennifer, man. Shout out to her, man. Everyone else, no.
But you only really you had a friendship with the individual.
Yes.
So outside of what they were doing at the time.
But it shows you she was meant to be in our lives.
A had nothing to do with be low key.
Everyone else, no. I'm like, no. Something always tell me, nope, I have a block. Because you know why? I feel it. It's something about I just be knowing that, no, this is not it.
That's your brother. So I would
just
hope.
Know it.
First, I would hope.
Stevie Ray's wilding right now.
You see how he?
Uncle
Stevie? How
he? Yeah, he's deflecting.
Stevie Ray says.
Stevie
Ray calls Steve.
He
Austin,
ain't low.
Stevie
Ray
Ray
from you.
Stevie Ray calls Steve Austin a Daisy Duke bald-headed.
Oh
bad
yeah,
knee
I'm gonna ask Uncle
guy
Stevie about that when we go to WrestleCade.
That beats up women.
did
WWE
beat up
Hall of
women.
Famer Stevie Ray recently appeared on the '90s Wrestling Podcast to talk about his time a part of Harlem Heat with his brother Booker T. Stevie Ray also had a lot to say about Booker T's early days in WWE, particularly the supermarket segment he had with Stone Cold Steve Austin during the days of the Alliance, the WWE storyline. Stevie said, "Let's go back to my brother."
That's all I give to.
You come in, Stone Cold Steve Austin jumps him and drops him with the belt, the WCW belt. And everyone thought, this is great. This is how it's going to be. Nah, brother. They're setting you up. It is what it is. They're getting him ready for the Thanksgiving dinner. He doesn't know, but you're the one that's going to get cooked. Bars. You know how he did right before Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
So in November?
Yeah.
So he got bars. Either that or that's dementia. He probably thought it was Thanksgiving.
I'm trying to remember what time of the year that was.
Stevie said that his brother was portrayed as the big bad Booker T in WCW. Then all of a sudden, he's in WWE, and he's put into the grocery store segment with Austin? Stevie says, ain't nobody in my family ever ran from a man in his life. Ain't no punk in me. Ain't no bitch in me. Ain't no bitch in none of my brothers or my uncles or nobody. I ain't never ran from no hold on. Sound like a rap song right here. I ain't never ran from one man in my life. I never will, he claimed.
Never
Especially
ran.
from some Daisy Duke.
Dukes.
Ball-headed, bad knee guy.
He
wears Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
When?
He wears jeans. Those jeans shorts are tight.
Yeah.
He can barely pick.
Okay,
he can barely pick up.
Because John Cena had the loose ones. I was thinking like, what?
Nah.
John Cena had jean shorts.
No, Steve Austin was wearing.
Had coochie cutters.
Yes,
he had coochie cutters.
he did.
His booty was looking extra firm.
Dukes. Yeah.
So was Ahmed Johnson.
Yes, and Ahmed was trying to beat Steve Austin.
They had the poom poom shots.
Yeah.
Yo,
Shawn Michaels had them too.
No, Shawn Michaels had coochie cutters.
Oh yeah, he had that.
Steve Austin had booty shorts.
Yeah, he had booty shorts.
Shawn Michaels definitely had coochie cutters on.
Yeah, he did.
Because if you look back,
that is true though. It was mad tight. Yeah,
mad tight. He beat a referee.
It was fitted.
Yeah.
It was fitted.
He beat a referee. He has great legs though.
Yeah, he does.
Shawn Michaels had great legs.
John Cena had jean shorts.
John Cena had jean shorts.
Yeah.
Steve Austin had booty cheeks. Shorts.
Booty cutters.
No, booty cheek shorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Booty cheek shorts. And Shawn Michaels had coochie cutters.
Coochie cutters.
He did.
Mad tight.
There's levels to this.
There's level to the shorts.
And then as we continue, especially I said that. You kidding me? I slapped Steve Austin's teeth out his mouth. Ain't no punk like that ever gonna fight a man. Now on TV, I gotta run for him? I'm scared of him. Nah, miss me with that.
That sounds
But
like
that's the way they work. And this is what I told everybody was going to happen. Stevie also added how he was not surprised by Booker T's WWE success, but says that his brother had to go through a lot when he was there because WWE has to put his own spin on everything. Stevie said, he ain't going into WWE because I know how they are. And that WWE wasn't putting time and money into the WCW guys.
I mean, but everybody knew that at that time.
Yeah.
No. We have hindsight. But during then, they probably thought differently. Because think about it. Booker T was there on the fake rebrand of it.
So my brother's right. It's hindsight 2020.
It's always say that, yeah.
You look back and like, yo, damn, they were never gonna put it. But at the moment,
it looked cool.
Because we never saw an invasion angle on primetime TV. We never thought that the enemy was going to come over.
We never saw a brand that we recognized because before it was ECW.
No, but I'm talking about on a bigger scale. Yes, ECW came, but it was like...
But it was like here and there.
It was like very small, and then like, unless you were like
us.
If you were videotape sharing, then you know about ECW type of shit.
Yeah.
But it at the time, like, bro, I think I'm the only one that was hyped for Booker T versus The Rock.
Me too.
Like, I think us two were the only ones that were like, yo, we can't wait for this shit to happen.
And they main event SummerSlam.
They main event in SummerSlam. One of the few black people to main event a
major big
USA pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But, like, so at the time, you're like, yo, this might be tough. And then they had a couple of wins in there, you know, and they kept a couple of guys.
Right.
But
because they had to figure out, it's just like, in all honesty, it actually... It reminds me of what, in a sense, AEW right now is kind of going through with just an abundance of talent and not knowing what to do with everyone. And at the time of the invasion, they were still trying to figure out, like, all right, who's going to be where? Exactly. What are we going to do?
Exactly.
And then, granted, some people worked, some people didn't work. But I think once that's just wrestling in general.
You
gotta kind of weed out things and see what fits and what doesn't fit.
Because again, Vince McMahon came up with having the brand beef within a brand beef. You understand? He came up with that concept.
It was a beef within a beef within a beef.
Right. So he had
Raw
versus SmackDown to set up competition within. He did that.
Yeah. So
it took a while to figure that out.
Yeah.
It did. So at the end of the day, Vince been putting twists on people coming in for years. For years. Look at Hogan. Hogan came in a different way.
Though. I totally wasn't into the Booker T biography, I think. I didn't even really understand the whole injury thing with him and Austin.
He had heat.
Until I saw the biography thing, because at the time, you younger.
The book or the A&E shit?
The A&E shit.
Yeah, okay.
So
I think
at
you
the
said
time,
book, that's what I was
no, the Booker T one for biography. But at the time you were a kid, you don't really think of works and injuries or things like
that was a beautiful time in wrestling for us.
You don't really look at those things. So now when I heard the story, I was like, oh shit, that does explain why Austin disappeared.
But it makes sense.
And then it helped. But then I like the fact that they told the story where how Austin and them flipped it, and it actually catapulted to that ended up being the build up to when they had the grocery store thing, and then they had the match and all that type of shit.
It's crazy because I always say, I mean, my brother always talks about it as well, how wrestling is like rap music. Because there's always that track that an artist releases. They're like, this shit is whack, but I'm going to release it. I don't really fuck with it, but I'm going to release it. And it ends up being like a #1 single. Like supposedly Drake didn't like God's Plan. Yeah. And it broke how many fucking records? Yeah. So
but that's like Celine Dion. Yeah. Didn't like My Heart Will Go On. She hated the song when they presented it to her. She hated it, and then she recorded it, still hated it, and then when it popped, she was just like, "Well, okay."
Exactly. There's a lot of things.
It's and you never know. And I get Stevie from going back to Stevie's like quote. It's like, yo, it ain't believable for me to believe that my brother's gonna lose to this guy, be scared of this guy. Yeah. But this is entertainment. One question I had. Somebody mentioned this question in a group chat that I'm in, and let me give him credit for it actually, because he said it, and I was like, this was a great thing, and I didn't want to I don't like arguing online.
Who does?
No, I just don't like conversations online. I think it comes off really weird.
It's stupid.
And his name is
Low-key.
Smash Williams from TWT Talking About podcast. Great guy, awesome, great content he has. Shout outs to him. He had mentioned this. He was just like, yo, if Steve Austin was a black guy, would he have been over?
No.
Yes.
I say no.
I say no.
I say yes.
So why do you say yes?
Okay, now let's really break this down.
Okay.
Does he have the machine behind him?
Yeah, same situation.
Okay. It's just but the only difference is that Austin is black.
But my thing is go ahead. See what you. Yeah, it's the same. Let's say it's the same situation. Whatever.
Because at that time, like we needed that. Like hip hop was raging. So imagine.
No, I'm talking about everything that Austin is.
Yes, yeah. Yes,
because Austin's not hip hop.
Yeah, but it would give us a hip hop guy. Because think about it, Pac was hot. You understand? No, that was a little later on. Yo, hip hop was hot. And they was selling yo, you could breathe on the track. You went platinum. Hip hop was hot. Imagine him coming in, doing tracks with Wu-Tang, doing tracks with Death Row,
but that's
all of that.
But that's not what I'm saying.
You're missing it.
That's why you're missing the point, because you're twisting it up a little bit.
You're adding seasoning to it.
This is grilled chicken with no seasoning.
This is clam chowder.
Yeah, period. So the reason why I say no is because in some ways I could see him becoming hot, like very popular, right, but not Austin popular.
Why?
And the reason why I say that is because that skin color thing plays a factor. Like the redneck country culture, that shit works.
And at the time, it was heavy.
It was heavy.
Like when you look back at Attitude Era stuff, whether it's on Peacock on the network or whatever, YouTube, whatever. You look back, all the fans that had posters and all that stuff. What were they? They were white.
They were white because
they would have never gotten behind a black Austin.
They would have gotten behind it, but I don't think it would have been the next level that Austin was.
I agree with you because of the sense of I got to think about how much hip hop was tarnished during that time.
But the thing about it,
let me finish. It all correlate what I'm about to say. Because during the time that we were not portrayed in a very positive light, right? During the time that, it wasn't a big deal to be black. It was just like, you're black and that's it. It wasn't as celebrated worldwide. We didn't have that sense of black power how we have right now. And earlier in the 80s and in the 70s, we didn't have that. So we was still fighting, like we was accepted, but it was still a novelty to like hip hop. It wasn't on a grand scale it is right now. So I feel like he would have got over, but he would not got white people hot. He would have dumbed himself down a little bit.
You know what? Because I'm gonna change my point, but go ahead.
Because Austin was allowed to be Austin. Austin had free reign, but now the black man, he would hit a thing. Yo, you got to give up something. And then, you understand, though? He would not be able to do the things he would have done.
No, and the thing is, I think you're missing the point, but it's fine. I think he would have, and I'm going to tell you why. Imagine a brolic, like a guy out Austin size,
right?
Black dude, bald head, goatee, rolling up with a fucking tractor trailer. Because, and I know it's a little difficult to see it.
If you spray as a country boy.
No, hold on. The way I'm saying is that you keep Austin. The way he is, but make him black, I think he can pull it off. Maybe not to the magnitude that Stone Cold was. No. But I think something close. And the reason why I say that, because when black people get something hot, everybody else is going to follow. Because now the reason why I'm telling you this is because you look at the nation. Look how hot the nation got.
The nation never got.
Hold on. We can say that looking back.
They got sandbagged.
No, they got sandbagged, but it was because their job was to get The Rock over. Now.
And what ended up happening was that everybody actually individually did well.
Yeah, and then also.
And that was rare.
People connected with it, but I'm telling you, because wrestling is Southern based.
Yeah.
And, it came to the North, whatever, because of the Great Migration.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine a black dude, because now you connect the black people with Southern culture, because you're going to be like, that's just like me.
But then again, it's all the reason I relate to hip-hop, because we was influenced that.
But I'm talking about there's no hip-hop involved.
Yeah, just think of Austin's career
just as a black guy.
And the reason why I say no in that sense is because I don't, once again, as we went last week episode when we talked about what AEW fans are and who they're looking to cater to and who they're looking at. I think at that time frame, it wasn't, us growing up, it was taboo to be a wrestling fan. And I think that would have hindered a Black Austin.
I don't think so.
That wouldn't have, I think towards the end, it would have been a weird either transition or a weird time, or people want to caught on to it until the very end, and by the end, all the steam was out.
I agree.
I just feel like
I don't
Austin's
know,
swagger. Because think about it.
I didn't really care when Austin ended up turning heel, and which is essentially why I think it's a part of the reason why Cody won't ever do it.
Hold up. They did have a big country guy. They didn't appreciate it until after.
But
it was Charles Barkley.
No, but
a big country guy, loud, boisterous. The media trashed him.
No, but the thing about it, we're not talking about. I'm talking about Stone Cold. You have Stone Cold swagger. Stone Cold, because that it factor you can't. The only thing I can see is, and it's not even that, is like the behind the scenes he might have been the issue because of his skin color.
Yeah.
But I just feel like you put a black dude beating up your boss. Like imagine the visual. No, but imagine the visuals on that.
But then I challenge you and then question who they would have pushed further, a Black Rock or a Black Austin.
The thing about it, it's one of those things like McMahon likes green. Because we forget that Ahmed Johnson was supposed to be that dude.
And Ahmed screwed Ahmed.
And Ahmed screwed Ahmed. So the thing is, I think it could have been an all-black WrestleMania 17.
Or it could have been reversed. Austin would have been black and The Rock would have been white.
Yeah.
Look, there's a universe out there where they both black. There's a universe out there where The Rock is white.
It's the multiverse. I get it. I get it. But a white Rock wouldn't work.
No.
A white Rock wouldn't work. Because you know what? We went back to the seasoning. Regardless, hold on. Let's really think about this.
Do you think a white
Rock?
Rocky Maivia would have made it?
No, because he ain't swaggy enough.
But the only thing that would have been different would have been the family lineage. That would have been the only token.
No.
I think that would have helped because. So, question: who is The Rock right now? Currently in wrestling?
Nobody.
Who is Austin right now?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Now, is that a problem or is that something where now is the time for wrestlers, whether it's independent or on a professional level? Wrestling's recycled.
No. I'm gonna explain to you. We have names for this. Oh, that's the Austin pop. That's the Royal Warrior pop. You understand? People do the same exact Stone Cold and HBK spot at WrestleMania 13. No, WrestleMania 14. They do that. You understand? Everybody in the Indies is stunning everybody. Everyone pops. Yo, nobody want to stand out. And when we do kind of stand out, we don't really embrace it. The only reason why that Darby Allin really stands out because, he don't care. He unapologetic himself. I listened to the interview, with Chris Van Vliet. Shout out to Chris Van Vliet. We're gonna have he gonna be on our show in a couple of months from now. I hit him up.
Speak that into existence.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
So Darby said it though. It's just like a lot of people is afraid to be themselves because everybody want to duplicate that pop. Nobody just want to say, let me just go out there and just be myself. There's a few guys out there like that, Shout out to Darius Carter, That man just 100% himself. He does everything how he want to do it. This is why I respect him what he does, And, the white man had to steal it, and took him some years to get his own season, But shout out to MJF. Not the point. All I'm saying is this way. A White Rock?
Listen,
okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you both for question. During that time when Rock was coming up, who was the hot white dude that everyone loved during that time?
Taker.
No, I'm talking about in Hollywood.
Oh.
There's Brad Pitt, there's Tom Cruise, there's a bunch of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, boom. But Leo was not Leo. Leo was still coming up. Leo became Leo in the 2000 millions.
No, Leo was
Leo. Wait, Titanic was like 97.
No, what I mean by niggas didn't know his swag.
No, they did.
Nah,
that's
they
because
did.
he was getting bitches. He was people's
plus
sexiest man alive.
He was whatchamacallit. He was acting from his team. So people had bitches.
So this is my thing. The reason why a White Rock couldn't work.
Why?
Is because of demeanor. The Rock, regardless if you want to say he's not black, he is black, whatever, he has soul. He has that different type of it factor. Now, the reason why I say Black Stone Cold would almost get to what Stone Cold was is because of if he has that Southern twang and still have that the way that Stone Cold was, it's another level of it factor.
So let me ask you a question. During the time...
I see your point.
Okay, boom.
But I was
Next, go back to Hollywood. Who was the it black man in Hollywood during that time?
There's a bunch. Wesley Snipes, Denzel, Morris Chestnut. There's a bunch. There's a bunch during that time. So there wasn't a lot of people that were going into acting from different fields.
And
like
this is why
anybody in that time frame that you're talking about where acting already acting.
Like the dudes who actually stood out in hip hop personality was in hip hop.
And I get that. But it's what I'm talking about. I'm just keeping on the wrestling
But
realm.
WWF at the time, they wasn't outside of Ice Cube. Ice-T coming out remixing Pimpin' Ain't Easy but Godfather. There was no real
they did. They had a whole hip hop album.
Yeah. But I'm saying outside there, it wasn't as influential as it is now.
It was.
It was.
I don't think so.
I think it was more.
White Clip came to the show, did a show with The Rock, advertised that.
But they did a whole rap album.
No, but I'm just saying, even now, you got shit. You got Wale. You got. The thing is, though, I think musically they've been more diverse. And where you can get different audiences to actually connect and it resonate, whether you're black, white, Latino,
but I felt
or whatever.
How that they went back in the day
really
more with their music though, because
the only time they really went hard, I felt like, was either around a big like pay-per-view like WrestleMania, when they would have all the black artists do like America the Beautiful or the national anthem and shit like that. So it's like
because we're the best.
But no, I think they did embrace hip hop because.
I feel like they embrace soul more than hip-hop.
No, they embrace hip-hop because they embrace rap and rock.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff that was during that Attitude Era, half a week Ruthless Aggression Era, was rock and rap.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it much because at the same time, that was like when hip-hop was popping, like my brother said. Like it was on the verge of like...
everybody fell out during wrestling too.
Yeah, so then but the thing about it was the toddler stages or the early adolescent stages of hip-hop at the time. So that's why you can argue like, nah, it isn't. But they did embrace it. Now, to go back to the question, I think a White Rock wouldn't work because there's a swagger you have wearing Versace shirts with your shirt opened up and Gucci loafers.
Shout out to Jeffrey.
Like
shirt open.
That's swaggy, B. You can't. That's a seasoned chicken, marinated. Put on the grill.
I think White Rock could work.
I don't know.
A White Rock could work, but I don't think he could hit that level.
What about Flair?
Flair ain't swaggy like The Rock. Flair ain't swaggy like The Rock.
According to the wrestling community, Flair's the swaggiest. Oh my gosh.
Because you know what it is though. When you look back at late 70s, 80s, there was no one that was swaggy like Ric Flair. Like you have,
really
you have to acknowledge that though. Like,
really
like
swaggy?
if you go back and watch old WCW or old NWA, whether it's promos or like lead ups or things like that, like Ric Flair at that time, period, was probably the only swaggiest nigga that was out here.
He wasn't black swaggy though.
But
he got
you
the
can't-
swag from
but
us,
you
B.
can't-
Exactly, because
he got the swag from
think about
us,
it.
though.
Like his limo is still plain. If a black guy was Flair, he would have the pink limo, dogs.
Yo, it's
He would have the pimp hat like
no,
this.
no. The
he would
thing
have
is,
the cane like
I
this.
just know my thing is that you just have to you have to essentially give
That's
Flair
white
his own
swaggy,
credit,
though.
no,
bro.
it's nigga.
That's
Okay,
white
Like
people
this
swaggy.
nigga had probably almost every fucking robe in a different color.
but yeah, he took it from somebody else. Like The Rock was different, bro. Like and like yeah, it's
The Rock wrestled in a tracksuit beat, and he made it swaggy.
yeah.
Yeah.
You in a tracksuit,
tracksuit,
bro.
B. A tracksuit.
A tracksuit. Like
Yeah.
it's a different. Like
And he was
I'm
WWE
not-
champion with a tracksuit
Like
on.
I'm
B.
not taking anything away from Ric Flair of what he does,
But that's
and,
different kind of
everything,
seasoning, though,
everything.
son.
But it's you got plain
There's different
chicken.
stages.
Yeah,
though.
there's different
It's just a
stages,
thing.
bro. You just put salt and pepper on the chicken.
Yeah.
The Rock
That makes a hell
marinated
of
the
a
chicken
difference.
overnight. He took it out, put some more on it, then
Yeah.
he put the hot sauce
Yeah.
on it.
Salt
Then
and
he,
pepper.
then
He didn't shake it up in the tub. He rubbed it.
he rubbed the seasoning in that. Like, yo, the Rock was different. Like, we're not taking away from anything that Ric Flair did. But
Ric Flair's not.
is it different between white country music and black country music?
Ooh.
You saw the CMA?
Yeah.
Who are the top winners there, B?
Black people.
Black people.
For one of the first times. too.
Come on, son.
Yo, it doesn't matter.
But then
B.
when niggas when I went to Nashville, niggas was like, "Why you going to Nashville?" Because it definitely
say
has.
that.
No.
I'm not saying you.
We
Close-minded
invented it.
niggas.
We invented
Exactly,
it.
B.
We invented it. Know
Yo,
your history.
But
You
the
know
thing
Beethoven
is,
was black,
but
B?
the not the crazy part, but the thing is, they acknowledge that shit and they
Come on,
embrace
B.
that shit, and
Come
a lot
on, B.
of I think front face media whitewashes that shit out.
Yes.
Which is why even going back with Low-Key when K Michelle was on Love and Hip Hop
Mm-hmm.
and all that type of stuff, she from Memphis. And she always talk about country music, and everybody, she always would say, like, people always look at her like she's crazy, like she wants to do a country album, and her record label was like on something like, no, like, why would you want to do that? And it's just like, first of all, like, that's where our roots are, like,
Yeah,
they
country
like
music.
put some respect on it. So it's just, I think sometimes it's also how the media portrays it.
Oh, you
and
also want to
how-
know something else?
What?
Majority of Cowboys were black.
Is that who?
Yo, did you watch The Harder They Fall?
Don't tell me. I watched the beginning, but I fell asleep.
How did
dogs.
you? Oh, because it's long as fuck.
I got to make time for it.
Yeah, me too.
But
No,
I'm-
you gotta legit like. So me and Danny had watched it when we were in Chicago
Shout out
this
to
past
Danny.
weekend, and we woke up Sunday morning and we was like, all right, yo, we're going to brunch, but do we have time for this movie? And I was like, all right, listen, we can watch half and then do the other half when we come back. We stayed in that bed and watched that whole movie for 2.5 hours,
That's
but it
some
was
lesbians.
so good. We first of all in separate beds. Niggas is grown. Second,
She got so tight.
we watched because I'm not. Everybody knows I like dick, so I don't know why you even go there.
Shout out to Mikey.
Okay.
Keep
go
putting my
on,
nigga over. I appreciate you.
Go on with the story.
No, so the movie, so at first people kept talking about it, and I was just like, I don't know, I'm not really into the cowboy shit per se, because I'm like, oh, westerns, like that shit doesn't hit me. But this shit was, it was good. Like I was impressed. Like
So-
I was like, damn.
Do you think that,
Could you imagine a black DOA?
No, it's yes.
So let me ask you guys a question. You
That's
know,
pretty-
you being
So
the only
random.
black Afro-Latina female owner, of wrestling,
Probably
and
one
you
of
being
the
a
few.
wrestler, and me just being a podcast nigga, do you think that we should just take these white roles and just make them black in wrestling?
No, it's.
I think
you
once-
need a mix. The thing is,
You gotta have a balance, and I think once
But
again,
would that be cultural appropriation?
No, but you also gotta understand is that
people gotta be qualified for shit too.
you have to be qualified for shit. You have to be good at it. But number two, and I remember I took a diversity class because the school I was working at was a little racist. But anyway, it's a different conversation. One of the things the guy said is that, yeah, you may have people that look different, but they all think the same,
Yep.
and that's an issue.
I was listening to a podcast called Air Hustle, pretty good, and the guy said it. He said, true diversity is when they can hire the three of us. You have a tattoo, you have a nose piercing, and I have rainbow hair. That's true diversity. they usually just hire a bunch of black people that just look alike and think alike.
Yeah, and
that's not diversity.
That's not diversity. And I think, speaking of diversity, Keith Lee getting released and paying his medical bills.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. As the wrestling world last week, we were actually recording last week, and literally right after we recorded,
everybody got released.
Everybody started getting pink slips. So he was like, "The fuck going on?" So question to the table: who was the most surprised released? And release isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes, and I think that's why I try to stay off the internet when these things kind of happen, because people can sometimes ignorantly reply or respond to things because they'll be so quick to trash. They'll be so quick to trash the promotion, like, oh, how could they? You know, holidays is coming up, blah 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 blah, and then forget that there's a blessing in disguise in it, where the person can. This is a catch-22, where now the person has the freedom after their 90 days. Has the freedom to go and wrestle and do what they want, essentially, and not be held back in their mind and mentally and physically.
But even the 90 days is good, though, because let's say that you can really use that 90 days and just
get
reset.
your shit together.
Yeah, get your mind together.
And you still get paid.
Yeah, you still get paid for 90 days. And
that's the other thing people don't realize,
I heard,
too.
like, I don't know if it's true, though, but they were, like, it was with Austin Aries, like, within his 90 days, he was still able to go to the rehab himself at the rehab center, at the performance center. He was able to work out. So, like you said, it's a blessing in disguise. But a lot of people don't see that because they always see it as a sense of...
It's the first reaction.
Right. And they always see it as... A lot of us never made the money that a lot of these WWEs do. So they only see it as on the employee level, on the crew member level, on the entry level. People don't understand there's levels to these when you get paid. So do I think that is wrong that they fired him? I don't know.
I mean, no one... Listen, I tell y'all all the time, no one likes losing their job, especially when you don't... It's not something you personally did per se.
Right.
But it also gives the opportunity. I think sometimes people forget, like, listen, I always tell people, if Bret Hart can spit in an owner, a person that owns the company, if he could spit in this man's face and come back and not only go into the Hall of Fame, but also have different other moments and things like that, and be around and do shit, anything's possible. No doors are closed. So that's why I think also, too, sometimes it may be the timing. It may not be the right time for the person to flourish and be there, and they can come back, or they choose not to. But once again, question, who was the most surprising release? And I guess you can touch about, or you guys can talk about or touch about, like, the different other things, you know, each individual might have had going on, like Nia Jackson, you know, her mental health, or Keith Lee and his hospital bills and things like that. So who was the most surprising release?
None of them surprised me, actually.
Talk about it. Because I feel the same way.
The only thing that could come close to maybe surprising is Nia.
Yeah.
Because of her lineage and who she has. But then if the vaccination thing is true, then so the rumor is that wrestlers had a deadline to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
I think it was
back in September.
Money in the Bank?
Or maybe before then.
When was Money
It had to be before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
When was Money in the Bank?
Fuck. July?
Yeah, I think it was by Money in the Bank.
It had to be before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That I know. Because I remember seeing Jerry Lawler post on Instagram that he had got vaccinated. And the posting was on some, like, gotta do it before, like, we go to Vegas or something like that.
Yeah, so I think it was Nia at SummerSlam?
I don't remember.
I don't think she was on that.
No, I don't think she was on the card.
I don't think she was on the card. So, and also that's why supposedly, these are all rumors. You could do your own research. Just take it with a grain of salt. So that's also why the situation with Sasha happened.
Yeah, because Sasha had got COVID.
Yes, and she also wasn't vaccinated. So if those are true, Nia's not a surprise.
Right.
Karrion Kross is not a surprise.
No.
Neither is Scarlett Bordeaux for two reasons. So this is my thing. Keith Lee doesn't talk well on the mic for WWE standards. That's a major issue. And people are going to be in the comments like, nah, that's not true. He's fine on the mic. Maybe to y'all, But for WWE, they don't believe him. He's firing the mic. And the reason why I don't think they believe about his mic ability is because if the other rumor is true about Adam Cole, baby, coming on as his manager, that says that they didn't believe he was great on the mic. That's when people are surprised about. Nia Jax being fired during the time of her wanting some time off, I get it. Fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Well, they had granted her. What they was saying was they granted her. Like, that was why they wrote her off. Because she requested time mentally. And then I guess it was the same. Because it's similar to, I think, Bray, too, in a sense. Yeah. Where then she doubled back and was like, well, I need more time. And they were just like.
Which is fine. Well, but the thing about it, they probably asked her to get vaccinated. She was like, nah, I'm not doing it. And once again, that is a rumor. This is not 100% true. Take it with a grain of salt. So, and then they were like, you're out of here. But then you look at the list in general.
They wasn't using
nobody. A lot of people they weren't being used. A lot of people, they was like, yo, what are we doing with that?
Didn't even know.
So, if the company's being sold, the company's being sold, but the numbers have to match up. Your time being there has to make sense. Now, Shorty Doo-Wop, your boy's wife,
John Morrison,
Monet,
Tyra.
I'm a little surprised about that, but then I'm not because they're going a different direction with NXT.
Yeah.
It's they want to go younger. They want a different type of vibe in there. Yeah. I think they shouldn't have released her because she's solid on the mic and has phenomenal ring work. So she could be those vets in NXT. Yeah. Keith Lee having to pay for his medical bills, that's a little wild. But then this is where the business side comes in. He wasn't injured on the job.
Yeah.
So they don't have to pay for it.
They don't, yeah.
Being human and being a good company and being nice, they should pay for it.
Right.
But he took it as, you know what? I make enough money. I can take care of this myself. And I have a wife. Mia Yim, his wife being released, it wasn't surprising either.
It is what it is.
A lot of them wasn't surprising, but and this I'm gonna go on record and say this, and Janelle said this on the group page. All these releases hurts independent wrestling.
Oh, it's the trash for indies. It's the trash.
It's great for fans, but it hurts independent wrestling.
It is. And as fans, they won't see it. As fans, you'll be like, oh, my God, this will be a great opportunity. I can see them. I can meet and greet them. I can do this. I can do that. They're going to come to my hometown. As fans, you're going to be excited. As somebody, and, once again,
take the budget
a part of the podcast, we've grown a lot of great relationship with a lot of indie guys, whether they're from the North or the South, and those are the guys that are going to get hurt the most. And I kept saying that even with the releases last year, those kind of things, when you enter them into the ecosystem of independence, those take, in a sense, because they're a bigger draw, they have a bigger name, they have a bigger price tag, those end up taking precedent over those that have been working in the company probably from day one and started from the bottom. Now we're here, and now your opportunity and your spot is now going to be taken by a former WWE superstar.
But that's life in general. You understand? Is like at my job, every year we get a whole bunch of recruit up people coming in just to work at the job, right? And I could take it as more help. I could take it as, dang, someone else is becoming a supervisor. I have to listen to this nigga, and I know so much more than me. But I kind of see it as, yo, take it as a blessing. Learn from these people. Learn. And if you don't want to learn, outperform them. Take it personal. You understand? Like, if you're a body, you believe in your skills, you can see it as, Keith Lee, okay. What can I do to get next to him so I could go against him? What kind of clout can I build? Hey, you know what? Let me talk to a Bray Wyatt. Hey, Bray Wyatt, how you able to do this with your ring work, blah, 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 blah. Okay, blah, 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 blah. You don't know who knows who. I get what you're saying. I get what both of y'all are saying. That's one way to look at it. But the positives, dogs, yo, competition is healthy out here. Yes. Certain people will take up mostly all the budget. Yes, that's why I see it from the business end. If let's say me and him ask for like $900, with that $900 though, you could probably pay for 4 wrestlers. But now only down to 1. I could see it from that way too. I definitely see it that way. But this is why us as fans, we gotta put our money where our mouth is. Hey, You want these more wrestlers, but yet, Dad, you want more? Come out. Tell a friend. Sponsor these wrestling events. Just don't talk about it on the internet complaining about it. Be a part of the change.
But it's one of those things where it's done the right way. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Because let's say you
I was saying too.
Let's say you put a Keith Lee on, right? Sell out, whatever, but you only put Keith Lee. You don't get a bunch of other WWE wrestlers. But the thing of other former wrestlers who are in big promotions. But the problem is most promoters don't see it that way. Because Keith Lee should be just be the top guy, and then around him you put other independent guys who go great with the card. That's how it should be, but it doesn't work that way in this business. Because it's all about money and trying to be in clout.
Yeah, and
shout out to Joe Kim for being an excellent booker.
And with the indies,
shout out to Battle Club.
And with the indies, it's hard because the whole thing, it's actually wrestling in general. It's always going to be who going to put butts in seats. And that, at the end of the day, is what it's going to be. But I think, just even on the independent stance, there should always be a balance. Like, once again, when you think about the ecosystem, you think about, like, what's good and what's bad and how can we balance both. And I think, once again, I think the releases, I don't think it hurt anybody. I think both sides win because now, once again, you don't have all this extra, contracts and stuff that you have that's going to be. And then people complain about it when a whole damn company let everybody go. Like, I'm sitting here like, y'all really sitting here upset at WWE for letting go, 17 people? When a company let go every single person on payroll. So where do we do that
Every
single person is gone.
Oh, no. You know why? Because WWE's the devil.
That's really
you worship the devil. The devil yourself.
People had me dying.
I had you, Vince. But you know why?
When they were sitting here like, oh, how can they do that? How can they do this? How can they do that? And it's just like, wait, but we're not going to talk about Sinclair and how they let everybody go.
Let me ask you a question. Ask both of y'all a question. Sinclair broadcast. What face do you put to it? No, answer it.
There's no face to it.
WWE.
It's
what
Vince,
face?
It's Vince.
So it's easier to blame somebody.
It's easier to blame. So this is it. WWE recorded profitable margins, record profitable margins, but we don't know what goes into getting those margins again. So anybody that understands business, this is how business works. Let's say, for instance, you hit $25 million. Yeah, that's profitable. You did great. Next year, you have to do it more.
Yeah.
They're not going to expect you to do $25 million again. They want $30 million, $35 million. So that means shit. I gotta hit $30 million for our next quarter or $35 million next year.
It is bizarre.
So that means that we gotta find ways to cut costs so we can hit this profitable margin again. That's how business works.
And I think they're learning, and that's why I said I think the pandemic kind of helped them realize some stuff budget-wise because now they're learning that they don't have to do a pay-per-view every month and they don't have to do certain things. And them, dialing NXT back to where it's more developmental and more just centralized on them where they don't have to move around. They're more central with that and that saves money and things like that. So when you think about it in that sense, you're like, okay, they're going in a business side of things, they're going in a particular direction that as fans you don't understand or don't see every day.
But it's basic economics.
Oh, absolutely.
Like my job, because I know the numbers. I had a meeting with my boss today. He was like, yo, because I help out with the other people there. So I'm talking to him. He was like, yo, we did great last month, but now they're probably going to put our number up again. Everything is past numbers
sales
up.
Goals.
But nobody understands that.
Nobody understands that.
Because they're going, oh, they hit profitable margin, so that means they got money. Yes, they do. But now you have to beat these numbers next year at the same exact time.
Because they're publicly trading companies.
Exactly. So once again, let's say, for instance, they hit $28 million in profits this year. If they hit $28 million again, their stock goes down. For the most part.
Right. If you hit even or even a little, if you hit even, that's still going to be below.
Because that means you didn't make money.
Correct.
That's what people are not understanding. They low-key shot themselves in the foot by having profitable margins.
Mm-hmm. But the only reason why low-key they made Correct. The only reason why they made profit is because of the
pandemic.
Actually.
But then they have to look at it from a business
so
standpoint.
now that the world's opening up and now it's not as a pandemic than it was in 2020, the same amount of people you were paying then is not going to be the same amount of people you're going to pay now.
Now we move on to ROH. The reason why this is different, because ROH didn't find ways to save money. They just said, I'm cutting the whole team because we can't make any money.
Yeah. That's worse.
That's worse. You cut the whole entire roster.
Worse.
Yeah.
You cut the whole entire roster.
That's the team.
That's one.
Basically, that's basically the same amount you sold the team.
And then number two is the mere fact that they weren't paying people before. People were missing checks before. Mm-hmm. Nobody that works for WWE missed a check.
They never miss checks. It may be like, not as much you make, but they still don't get any money. Yeah.
No, it's always what you're supposed to make.
Oh, no, it's not like how it is back in the day. You're right.
It's always what you're supposed to make. Yeah. So that's the difference. And I'm not and listen, I'm not saying WWE's perfect. It was right for the releasing people. It is a little humane what they did to Nia Jax. It is messed up what they did to Keith Lee when it came to medical bills. Right. But at the same time, it's a little bit more. I can defend a business move and understanding profits and profit margins than understanding some whole shit that ROH did by releasing your whole entire roster. Hold on. Number one, you release your entire roster. Number two, you weren't paying your entire roster. Then Sinclair turns around and does business with WoW. Y'all some hoes.
Whoa. Sinclair
is doing business with women's of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. So why don't no one talking about this?
Because nobody wants, because the bigger brand is on this news cycle.
So
Jesus Christ.
So correct me if I'm wrong, correct? Mm-hmm. So WWE is doing a business move because it makes sense. Yeah. Because they're the bigger fish, so you're seeing what they do on a grander scale because they are a publicly traded company, right? And if they don't meet their profits, that's less money, and that's, you understand, a certain you just have to meet as a business to maintain your value of your company, regardless if you're selling or not. You like to maintain a certain value for your company. So Sinclair Broadcast, right, reported that there was negative $1 billion, correct?
Yeah.
And then they released everybody. Before that, they was not paying nobody, right?
People were missing checks.
People were missing checks. So now they got the business of doing ROH, let them for dead to go into WoW?
Yeah. So then ROH, because the thing about it, the business side of wrestling is this. You want a TV deal.
Right.
Because the TV deal is guaranteed money.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That guaranteed money helps with certain things.
Right.
The reason why WCW didn't work out,
because they didn't have a TV deal after.
Exactly. Yeah. The reason why ECW didn't work out,
the TV deal.
Oh, ECW.
And TV deal. Another reason why WCW had problems with Thunder, because they were paying for Thunder. TBS wasn't. Turner Broadcasting wasn't paying for Thunder.
Yeah.
So this is the problem. So ROH already had issues with paying people because Sinclair was doing some whole shit, and then the whole shit comes down to ROH. Where ROH should have looked at the roster and be like, you know what? Let's make some cuts. Certain people stay within a certain type of thing. Because ROH was trying to do certain things. But at the end of the day, ROH, Sinclair did whole shit.
Wow.
And that's just going to be what it is. But then you get people so quick. So you get people that's going to be so quick to, either down WWE and all that stuff, but then have the wool over your head, over your eyes when ROH did something that I think is worse than releasing people. Once again, no one likes losing their job. I can tell you personally, that shit hurts. That shit rocks you to a different level of your core. But for basically a company to not only count, if you are working ROH, now you're countdowning the days to Final Battle. And then after that, it's like crickets.
But the thing is, ROH felt like an independent promotion anyways.
It is.
So it wasn't like you were getting major yes, you can make your name in the independence in that circle, but you weren't getting major exposure unless you were a certain type of brand. Unless you were like STP, who branded yourself outside of ROH.
Shout out to Shane Taylor.
Or EC3.
Or EC3, who was there before, and there's certain people like Jonathan Gresham, who just has a name within the business. Yeah. It didn't really do nothing for you. Let's really think about it. Did it do something for most wrestlers there, except for a few?
So I think with ROH, they have periods of times, and I think it just depends on the roster that they have in that period of time.
No, she's
that
right.
That kind of helps. That actually kind of like gets everybody through. So think about the era of Joe and Punk and Seffi and all of them, and Daniel Bryan and all of them. They were in a period of time where all of them were in ROH, and it ended up kind of getting them to the places that they ended up going to.
But
I think right now what ROH was trying to do, and that's why I always said when all of them niggas left after Final Battle that year we went, I said they basically fucked ROH in the ass. And I always said to this day, I said if AEW was going to be anyone's competitor, if there was anybody that was going to take out a company, it was going to be AEW taking out ROH, because they were going to take talent and they were going to do things with them that ROH wouldn't do. I'm just saying it for those that are watching and listening, because we said that months and weeks and episodes ago. But at the end of the day, ROH, I just think, never recovered from when all of them had left and went to AEW. And I think what they were trying to do in this period of time, and what ended up kind of shooting themselves in the foot when the pandemic happened, was they were trying to cultivate a system of people getting new and better opportunities. And that's why it sucks, because they went through this whole women's tournament to crown a whole new women's champion, and now that shit is irrelevant.
That belt is beautiful, by the way.
And then you have all these great feuds and things that has been going on with ROH that if you keep up with it, you know. But now it's like all of that is for what? It's like, what are we going to do now? And granted, as a company, maybe you need to hit the reset button hard. And that is as hard as you're going to get, is let everybody go. But my hope and my wish for them is that they not only value the talent that they end up either inviting back or having, and actually give them opportunities and give them ways to kind of better their brand, which is why I respect Shane Taylor so much more, because he sees the bigger picture in things, and he also is on some like, I can't depend on this. I have to take the knowledge and my, my PR and what I do, and I have to elevate us as a brand, because this is not going to be an end all or be all.
Well, the thing is, ROH was on They changed the structure, I think, right after Bryan Danielson left, where they were paying people contracts, or giving people contracts.
Yeah.
I think that was when they changed it. And you speak about that era, that first era, where you had the Punks, you had the Tyler Black, you had all these guys on there, but it was tape sharing. Yeah. The tape sharing era. It's more of an underground feel.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is that they didn't elevate stars past that tape sharing.
No.
Past that link sharing type of thing. Cody had a brand before he got there. The Bucks created a brand outside of that. With New Japan, everything they do. They did the whole Elite. They did all the Bullet Club and shit like that.
Jay Lethal was their...
Jay Lethal was their saving grace, but Jay Lethal been all over the map.
And Jay Lethal had the name and impact before he got to ROH.
Yeah, so you can say
So let me ask you a question. Outside of the tape trade era, who's their real homegrown talent?
Nobody. You can't really call it, which is fine. That tape.
How's that fine though?
That's just how wrestling is nowadays. There's very few homegrown talent. Look at AEW right now.
I mean, what ROH though? Yeah, no.
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy's getting up to there, but
no one knows when he's gonna get up there.
He can't talk on the mic. He can't talk on the mic.
Yo, they fucking seesaw Jungle Boy like there's no tomorrow, and it aggravates the fuck out of me, because one minute they want to give him the opportunity and get him in the title picture, and then be like, and then imagine a rug under you, and they do this.
But he can't talk on the mic.
Time.
That's his downfall. I can't put you in this big title picture if you can't talk on the mic.
Yeah.
He's trash on the mic. No disrespect to him, but he can't talk on the mic. And the thing is, he has to get better at that.
The sad part, though, is like everybody he's associated with is trash on the mic. Like, it don't even work. Like, the whole like Jurassic Express, like, none of them talk.
The biggest star on there is Marco Stunt.
That's biased as well.
Yeah, he's the biggest. No, but he's the biggest star there.
That's your bias.
He has more of the impact than both of them.
He's never there.
Yeah, but the thing about it, when he was with them, he had the most it factor.
Wait, where is he now?
They probably moved him to the side, like
Shit.
The thing about they're not maneuvering the way that I want them to.
Would you say Britt is homegrown?
Britt is definitely homegrown. Britt is probably their most homegrown person, and I don't care if she's trash in the ring, but Britt is fucking phenomenal.
But Darby Allin's homegrown.
But Darby's not. top guy. He comes in and out, which is fine.
Yeah. He's another seesaw.
But the thing about it,
because and now that I think about it, there's actually no reason why outside of I guess them picking the feud over him and MJF, but there should have been really no reason why he wasn't in that Eliminator tournament.
Because he doesn't need it.
You don't need it.
You don't need it. Like they should have made his,
Mira don't need it, and that was default. Never mind.
The thing about it, they should have made his feud with MJF bigger.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by at times they dropped the ball.
But they had good moments. No. That was good moments.
But they had good moments. But look,
was good.
But look at those two as characters, borderline polar opposites.
Yeah.
The amount you can do with that is greater. There's a feel you can have. We talked about on pre-production. Anticipation is better than the moment. Yeah. So if you can build up something more with those two, like, let's go back. I've been saying this for weeks about Punk. The streets is talking about Punk in such a good way right now. Yeah. They're talking about Eddie Kingston.
I'm about to say, are they talking more about Eddie Kingston?
But the thing about it, you're
still in the conversation.
You're caring.
Yeah.
You're caring about
not
it.
Because you're invested. Because what they've done is they've invoked emotion in what's going on.
And they said it's just like going in before they and like they talk, people looked at it like, oh, Punk's gonna win. But now you're looking like Eddie could win.
Eddie could win.
Zuka said that last night in the group chat.
Eddie should win.
But is he?
But he's probably not. But the thing about it, let's look at this whole Shakespearean type of feel. He came in, they mentioned ROH. A time where Punk was the hottest thing going.
I mean, that era.
Eddie came in because the vignette that they put out, which they played on Dynamite.
I know, I peeped it.
Someone's listening.
They played it on Dynamite.
And
then now I watched it. I was like, oh, they played it. Then what happens later?
Yeah, they had to break up.
But that's the point.
You're right.
That is the point of
someone's listening.
But that's the point of episodic feel. You play this vignette, you play it back. Then you go back to the history of what they had of. They
did a lot of video packages last night. Now that I think about it too.
Come on,
someone
son.
listening.
I'm spitting bars right here.
But the thing,
spitting bars.
But as we said before we got live. Is what you said is now you're more invested in Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk than the goddamn world title match between Hangman Page, who's been waiting for a fucking title match of this caliber for 2.5 years versus Kenny Omega.
But the thing about it, but then you go back to something else. You go back to something else of, have they built this up good enough? Adam versus Kenny. Have they built that up good enough to the point of you caring more?
Yes.
No, they have. They have, but it cooled off
because he had
he had the kid, so they have to rework that back in. So it's an awkward thing. I'm okay with it, but my only issue is there keeps talks about Okada.
I think they need to keep Okada way to the left.
They keep talking about it. Adam kind of tossed that out there.
Because even look at what was his name? What was it Kenta? Giving the challenge to CM Punk.
Yeah, but
so they do sprinkles and shit like that, but then it's like,
because
can
Okada,
we focus on what we have here?
The best friends is
Golden Lovers.
Oh, Okada.
Yeah, with Kenny.
Because that's history back there.
And no, it's great history.
For the fans.
It's great history. It's great for the fans, and I love that's being sprinkled in. But don't bring it in.
But the thing is it just great for fans, or is it great for the overall general product?
Because
then what? Because then it's not healthy at all.
But it helps
because
the story.
No, it doesn't, and it's the same.
How does it help the story?
And it's the same.
How does it help?
Think
the story?
of it
because he
hold on.
No,
I want to hear how does it help the story.
Wait, before he does go say that, but think of it of the same way as I kept saying for weeks, how the fucking relationship of fucking AEW Impact. What relationship and who really did that help? No one.
But that's not the point here.
It is. If you enter someone that's from a different company and you bring them into your backyard and now you guys have something, that something is just, it's more of a special attraction than it actually helping
Hangman
the
is
product.
Not talking about Okada though.
No, I'm not talking about Hangman. I'm just saying about Omega.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like Kenny mentioned his former partner, the Golden Lovers, because during the time he's basically referring to that. Yo, you was considered second best. You wasn't good enough. I was there for you. It's bringing on more substance to that.
No, and I understand. So, I get that.
So with that, is not one time you mentioned his name. He basically saying in a sense of essence, you know what I've been at, and then what happened, blah, blah, blah. To me, I'm looking like, oh, he talking about? I'm going to call someone else like, yo, who is he talking about? Oh, this nigga right here. Let me give you a video. Because there's a video that they have that explain the connection.
No, and I appreciate that. I'm not mad at them being mentioned. I just don't want him to come in.
Oh, yeah.
But see, the thing is, why mention it if you're not going to do it?
No, but the thing about it,
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's what he
said. That's like a girl coming to your house and saying, like, before y'all text her and she going to be like, yeah, I'm about to suck your dick. Yeah, we going to get it on pop. No. They come to your house and don't do shit.
But that happens. But the thing about it,
But then why even, my thing is, why bring it up?
It's bringing up sauce.
It's adding more substance to it. But my thing is with that is that it's okay.
Because how many times did WWE brought up CM Punk and CM Punk never came back?
Yeah, and that's okay. But like,
or how many times that Shawn Michaels teased him coming out of Bret Hart didn't come back. Or Impact teased AJ Styles, Hornswoggle comes out. It's wrestling.
I don't. I'm not talking about that. It's for me. It's the history. It's the history. I want you to talk about the history.
Hell yeah.
And yes, because that's a jab of you going back and forth. That's okay. I don't want him to come in.
Nah, me either.
He doesn't need to be part of the AEW.
No.
Because and when you speak about, give their fans what they want.
No.
It's like a child. You're supposed to be eating broccally.
And now you're out here eating cotton candy and shit.
And you want cotton candy. I'm not giving you cotton candy.
No, that's too much.
Because it's too much. It's an overload of like outside. So let's build this up.
See, but then now people are. That's why I say don't mention it unless you do it, because then now you have fans and now you have people that's looking at the product now looking at either anticipating or now they're like, if they don't deliver on this,
that's your fault.
No, but I'm just saying though that this is why you don't do things like that, because then now you essentially setting yourself up for failure to the point where then now you have no choice but to now do it.
I'm looking
and in doing it, I don't think it benefits the fans, which is great, phenomenal, awesome, but the product as a whole, as a company, that doesn't do anything for them. It gets them a special attraction match versus something that's going to be long term.
I understand what you're saying, but it's just like television shows. When you watch it, like my brother said, you want episodic television, right? How many times you watch a television show where they throw out somebody from the past? You don't go, oh my God, they better not tease it. No, it's building the storyline to add more structure.
Do y'all watch Queens? Side note.
No.
Everyone should listen. Everyone watching should watch Queens on ABC Tuesday nights. But I'm not gonna spoil it. But that's just what happened this week too, and I was just like, it was very episodic. I just had to.
That's what I have to tell you. Just like it's okay to do that. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? Yo, there's one point like the main character Jake had beef with somebody he been chasing forever. They talked about it. It's something just to add storyline to it, add some song to it.
Like for instance, Eddie Kingston mentioning the people from ROH. It's part of the history.
Yeah, do you think that Samoa Joe's going to come?
No. Do you think Amazing Red's going to come? No. But the thing about it added something like those.
I guess it's in terms of the context that it's
that's what I was saying. And then
that's fine.
The contract signing was great at the end when he signed it with his own blood.
Yeah. Yo, first of all,
it's COVID, but
okay. So let's get into this week in wrestling because
you had hepatitis.
Okay, there was so many things that was wrong with that. But I was watching it because there was parts of last night's Dynamite I was frustrated with, but that's okay. But that part fucked me up because I'm watching and I'm sitting here like, why is there two cameramans in the ring like this? Like, why is there an overflow of fucking cameramen? So that already triggered me like, okay, this isn't Don. I already knew from that moment when I saw the cameraman fucking back up into the camera. I was like, why is there two niggas in the ring? What the fuck's going on here? And I was like, that's probably fucking Don Callis. Because where the fuck? Because even when Kenny came out, I was like, where's Don?
But because here's the thing that they did. Funny. If you pay attention,
but that's fine with the blood
Don
shit.
was in the original promotion, and they took him out. They didn't say nothing. That's why they have to do that.
But Don hadn't been on TV, I think, for like a week
That's
or two.
why,
so
yes.
It's hilarious
that
they did that.
They did it well.
Yeah.
They did it really well.
But the blood shit,
the blood shit was cool.
Loved it.
It was cool. However,
yes,
definitely COVID time.
It's definitely COVID,
definitely
hepatitis.
not okay.
All shit you can get.
I know they checked everything, yeah. Come on.
Hepatitis, but
I don't believe that
because
your boy Tony don't mandate you being vaccinated, so you never know. Shit's sus. But anyway, let's talk about this week in wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. He doesn't.
No,
mandate
it's
it.
wild. He doesn't mandate it, which is fine. But then it goes back to that scene. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, he doesn't mandate it.
Which is which is okay if that's your choice. That is okay.
The Raw was fire.
Yo, let me tell y'all.
What was fire?
That was the longest. That was the longest 3 hours.
What was fire?
Felt like I watched.
Oh yeah. Roll.
What was some highs and lows? Let's talk about it because fucking Robert Lashley coming back.
My son Robert, Bobby. Oh,
yo,
MVP.
Now y'all know I have my ups and downs with Bobby Lashley, but we was in the house Monday, and me and Mikey, because we was upset, because I was like, well, why would they put Dominic in the match and then they gonna take it away from him? Why would they do that? Like, now I got invested, so I'm sitting here like, why would they do that to him? And then Adam Pearce, because y'all know I love me some Adam Pearce, had said what he said, and then he walked back real slow. I thought Adam Pearce was gonna come back out. I thought Adam Pearce was going to have wrestling gear on and everything. Right. So I sat there and was like, yo, is Adam Pearce about to come back out? So I got myself already hyped for Adam Pearce.
I want to see Adam Pearce.
And then when they panned, shout out, that's what I said, production is key. When they panned the camera back to Dominic and Ray in the ring, the light started to go out in the back. So now I'm sitting here like, oh shit, what if it's Bray or Taker? Like now I'm like throwing everybody in the bitch. I'm like, everybody who actually came out. I was like, oh shit, somebody come out. Oh God, is somebody. So then the lights go out. I'm like, oh, fuck. And now I'm excited. Now I'm at a level 10. Then fucking the lightning bolt comes. I said, oh, shit, it's Bobby.
Almighty.
It's fucking Bobby.
You don't notice that?
But to
Bobby's
be fair.
trash. Oh, he's a trash.
I said, I gave
trash.
a disclaimer.
But now look, Bobby Lashley. I saw the thunder.
I gave the disclaimer.
Nah, B.
Okay,
get off
to
me,
be fair, though.
You hate her Almighty before,
to be fair, I gave the disclaimer saying we've had ups and downs with Bobby. I acknowledge
you
that.
had ups and downs.
You had up and down.
Yes.
We loved him.
And to be and another actual point.
Why do you say you loved him like that? Like you're about to cry. We loved him.
like G Baby and fucking Hardball. That's what the fuck you
Hard
just did.
movie. Hard movie.
Shit is sad.
Hard.
But also too, we were definitely high as fuck when we were watching Raw. So it was definitely heightened of how we popped for fucking Bobby Lashley. But I love the storytelling in regards to that was a great way of putting Bobby back into the mix.
Come on.
I think it's a great once again because now they talking about they've been hushing and talking about when Dominic and Ray's gonna flip on each other. So that added that function to it. I felt like because now it's like, well, Daddy got on the team and I didn't. So like, what the fuck's going on here? Type of like, there's so many ways they can play around with that I'm excited to see the whole Dominic and Ray thing play out, and they'll probably have their grand match at WrestleMania, which is fine.
I feel like.
Like, honestly speaking, Dominic needs to throw Rey Mysterio out of the ring for the Royal Rumble. But period.
I feel like Dominic haven't got his moment yet, B. Like, I feel like Dominic.
Because his moment is with his daddy.
Nah, B. That's cool.
I hate people hating on Dominic.
Yo, me too.
Keith.
Fucking Jay.
No.
Mikey ass.
No, he's nice.
They was out here talking wild shit about Ray. About Dominic.
He's just like awkward. Fuck? He's just awkward. That's it.
He's awkward, but and also he hasn't developed his body.
Yeah, he's 21. He just figured out that he's tall. Come on.
Tallest person in his family.
Yeah, the tallest person in his family. Like, damn, I could reach a top show.
His mom is bad.
Sexy.
Not gonna hold you. His mom is bad. Sexy. No disrespect, though.
I was about to say,
Ray and Dominic.
So yeah, what else happened this week in wrestling?
Yo, Kevin Owens.
Whew, talk about it.
Is a jewel in wrestling.
Talk about it.
And WWE, if you listen, I don't know who listens from WWE, AEW. Make sure Kevin Owens doesn't go.
Protect Kevin. Listen, y'all couldn't protect Adam Cole, and you know what? I had to live with that, but protect Kevin Owens at all fucking costs.
Kevin Owens is, and I've said it, is the mankind of this era.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about taking brutal beatings and shit like that. He's one of those guys, you put him in any feud, it works. Yeah.
And he's one of the few that can do face and heel.
Yeah, it
one of the and can do it very well.
It just works. Kevin was amazing last night. I love Big E as a champion. It's working, and he's finding his groove consistently.
Right.
I'm not a fan of that women's match.
Which one?
It was for #1 contendership with Liv.
So I like the fact that
I'm not a Liv fan.
So okay,
it's someone new.
No, so
you can accept that, but you're just not a fan of her.
I'm just not a fan of her.
So it took me a while to, because when
my girl
she was
do drop,
because she was with Riot Squad.
Do drop.
So I felt like once, Riot Squad kind of split, Liv was kind of in that limbo of like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
I don't know who to be. I don't know what my character's going to be. I do like the fact
she was afraid
that.
to get it fired.
Yeah. Shit. Everybody. No one's safe. If Nia getting fired, no one is
I
safe.
didn't get vaccinated. Boomer.
So, or the guy that been working for the company for over 15 years got let go. No one is safe.
You got to check.
Yeah.
But no, I say that in Liv. I like the fact that Liv and Becky can be a thing because once again it gives somebody new an opportunity. Yeah. But your girl Doudrop though,
she's a star, bro.
Oh, shit.
But
and niggas was sleeping on her too.
And this is what upsets me about the WWE women. It's just there's mad stars, and I just feel that there's not enough emphasis because there might be a little spotlight for like a couple of weeks that I've had taken away, and then you never seen from them. Like they just let people get too cold too quick. That's why I feel like I can't get invested into these women.
The next
because they're
four,
trying it out.
The next four for me,
Doudrop,
Liv, even though I'm not a fan of her. Ripley, and
excuse me.
Who else? Who else could be the next four?
Ash.
Yes and no. Sorry.
I'm a little iffy about her.
She loses a lot of steam.
I'm a little iffy about her.
Well, that's because they put the tag title on her.
But she has potential.
It was weird because they gave her the. So me and Mikey had talked about that the other day, where they gave her the. Honestly speaking, they gave her the pop of her winning the title against Charlotte, which no one saw coming. So I can appreciate that. And then I think they didn't let the title reign last long enough for you to be invested in her as a character because now she's still going as almost a superhero. It's like, but bitch, you won the title. How are you not a superhero now? So there's no connection. But I don't think. But I don't like as we talk about from time to time. Certain things are for you and certain things aren't. I don't think the character of Nikki Ash is for you. It's for a man.
No.
I don't.
No, I get it, but I just feel like they don't give me reason to care about her, and that's wrong. Like. Why you didn't put her in a SummerSlam match? Like, she's the women's tag team. Like, it only makes more sense. Or try to, you understand?
But who they would have gone against? And who would have made sense? So the thing is, too, and I think as us as fans, we want a lot more. But then sometimes you don't, it's like Picasso. You don't always want to throw all the shit on the painting.
But the tag team is not benefiting nobody but Ripley.
It actually doesn't benefit her either. Low key.
The tag team title is just trash.
Right,
yeah,
but
it's always been
Ripley's
trash.
still getting more of a bigger spotlight.
Well, because she has the biggest, she has the bigger name.
And that's go back to what I said.
She was the one that main evented WrestleMania. She was the one that was NXT Women's Champion. Like, she has a lot more of a caliber than her counterpart does.
100%, but I just feel like...
And that's fine. That's okay.
You do something to make her a big deal.
We're not going to talk about Bobby Fish joining the Clique?
I don't really care about that shit, so...
He's a mercenary for hire.
I don't really care.
And then Kyle O'Reilly's coming.
I ultimately would rather just him and Kyle be Red Dragon again and call it a fucking day.
But Kyle O'Reilly's coming over to be Red Dragon.
I'd rather that than them adding all of them together on top of the Elite, on top of all these. No.
Well, I think there might be a civil war.
These niggas just to.
That's what it looks at it.
There might be a civil war when Kyle comes over. Kyle's not staying in NXT.
Oh no.
And it makes sense. The thing is though, AEW is a great alternative.
It is. I definitely agree.
It's a great alternative to WWE. It's something that if you just want fucking wrestling, you got fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know how long she's gonna be able to maintain on such an expensive level.
Yeah.
But they need mic talkers, bro. They need people who can fucking spit on the mic, man. Like. And it's lackluster.
Don't get me wrong. I was watching Dynamite, right? You know me. I always watch that. I rarely miss an episode. I was watching it, and you're right. It just feels like there's no chance you take a breather. Like it's like you're always on a roller coaster, which is fine. No, all the matches to be fired though. But let's say how that you're the type of person who watch wrestling, and it's your time that you editing. Friday Night SmackDown, I'm editing. I could edit, still pay attention because there's breaks for you to go. AEW, no, because it's picture in picture. You can't
be. I fucking hate that shit.
Like you miss stuff.
I hate that
but
shit.
I
just feel like there's not enough like.
And I think they should do more with Rampage.
Yes, I think AEW.
I think the issue though they fall into a Rampage is an hour.
Right, I think AEW.
So at most they're gonna get 3 matches in at minimum.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get it maybe 2 promos minimum, and then I think that hour
it's just like
though.
AEW,
and there's no connection. There's no bridge.
Is AEW better experience live?
I like live wrestling in general.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you take me. AEW's great live because the crowd is amazing.
And that's the thing.
The crowd is amazing, and it keeps everybody engaged.
I think
it depends where.
And
It depends where. And that's why I'm kind of glad
any show in general,
I've
too.
seen it. No. Yes. So that's why saying like, is it better live? It depends where.
And that's anything.
Because it sounds
Correct.
like how that.
Because I was saying like the New York Jersey vibe is going to be very different. It was very different than when I went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for Dynamite. Okay,
but why I say that?
Very different. Live, and that was that first Dynamite Punk came home. So
it's like reason why I said what I said because I feel like AEW is something that. It's hard hitting all the time.
Yeah, and it's great.
It's great.
It's great.
It's adrenaline.
It's an adrenaline feel. It's AEW is gonna sound weird. Is a polished ECW.
Yes.
It's polished ECW.
Polished, yes.
Where you have the outliers of wrestling that's in your company. Darby. You have guys that wouldn't particularly be signed at WWE. Eddie Kingston, that's over there. And they put on great things. But you have jewels within these outliers, which is Eddie Kingston. You have jewels within these outliers, which is Darby Allin. And it's not as aggressive and over the top, but it's this alternative. Because I was watching Rob Van Dam's Legend, the Icon thing.
That was good. That was good, yeah.
And
one of the best ones.
I remember watching it, and I'm watching. They're talking about ECW and how rabid their fans were. Yeah. And when they did ECW One Night Stands, one of the most profitable pay-per-views ever. Blah 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 blah. They're talking about it, and I'm thinking the whole entire time, I'm like, this is AEW. This is AEW
it is.
Because it's this different feel. Because ECW didn't have those crazy promos, but when they did have a promo. Some fire shit.
Oh, crazy promo. I mean, crazy programs.
Yeah.
Sandman. Tommy Dreamer finally being Raven.
Yeah, but like you look at all the guys from ECW era, none of them couldn't talk on the mic, except for a few.
I was about to say, except for a few.
It's a very few.
You had Taz. You had honestly, I thought Raven was really good on the mic.
Very good.
And underrated.
You have Taz.
I thought Raven. Actually, low key New Jack in the beginning,
and then you had
even Austin in the beginning.
Yeah, Austin. But where did they come from? They went to WWE. Why did they hit in WWE? Why did these few guys hit in WWE? It's because of the promos. The one thing I ask AEW does is get these guys better at promos. Now that you have this, because they're building their second foundation with Lee Moriarty, with Dwayne Martin, with Leo Rush being there.
Talk?
But that's the thing.
Because when Lee Moriarty did
outside
talk,
of Leo,
like, okay, I follow all these guys on the internet, right? And Lee Moriarty, like, me look at it, I look at it from a hip hop standpoint, right? He's one of those guys where like. You take great pictures, you do great moves though, but like, bro, I never heard you really talk. Bro, I never see you make use like I never heard something you said like, dang, that's a bar, let me write it down. These wrestlers don't have bars.
Well, let's pull it back. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of motherfuckers are gonna be mad at me.
Go ahead.
Most of these wrestlers, especially this new generation, are awkward as fuck.
When I say these motherfucker niggas are awkward. Have an interview with these niggas. Hella up. They get upset at you for asking for an interview. Why you asking for an interview for? My nigga, because I find you interesting, my nigga. I'm trying to get you fucking over. We the fucking media, nigga. Let's work together.
Wait, so who?
No.
Who did that to you? Who hurt you?
But the thing about it,
you?
He's right though. He's right because you hit them up. They start acting Hollywood. My nigga. Who you acting Hollywood with?
Like you don't gotta do it.
I don't need to do this, but I fuck with your movement, and I'm not trying to embarrass you.
Yo, thank
but
you,
the thing
son.
about it, you're so fucking awkward that you don't want to talk.
Or you think everybody's out to paint you in a certain way.
Nobody's trying to end you, but then the thing about it, this awkwardness,
it's cool.
No, it translates to television
on TV,
because you know what, Jungle Boy can't cut a promo.
But then he always got people saving him.
Yeah, but the thing about it, you can't cut a promo. And this hurts because, yo, you need that. And I keep going back to Eddie and CM Punk. That whole program turned into a moneymaker.
Because they were emotions. Look,
but that's the thing. You can't get emotion for someone that's mute. At all, like,
and
I'm sorry.
And that's the thing.
Like real talk.
The thing, it is.
No, and that's the thing that pisses me off, especially in wrestling. I hate you, but that's the thing that pisses me off in wrestling is like, listen, people complain like, oh, you don't like, oh, you're shitting on AEW because they're professional wrestling and they're not sports entertainment. But guess what? These mute niggas is not making me be invested in being like, here's my dollars. Take it.
But hold on.
I'm gonna say something.
Wait. Let me get this real quick off. But the thing is, why do you get invested?
Because they bring you to the ring. They do.
Everything they're doing is entertainment.
I'll give you an example. The Rock.
That's what
The Rock. The Rock. You know his momentum is coming back. When my son doing this, whole body is an instrument. The whole body. He took something from the culture. He spit on his hand to add more lube, to slap you. That's his comeback. The people's elbow. He bring the crowd in. You remember that moment. Or when him versus Austin, right? Yo, when he did the Stone Cold Stunner with the vest on, adding layers to be more memorable. Be honest. Let's be honest.
But that's the thing.
Oh, no. Let me ask guys both of you a question, right? These niggas these guys who are wrestlers, right? Give me 2 moments that you realize that their charisma came.
You know I'll give you somebody? I'm gonna give you
wait, what's the question? Well, I just want to be clear. I understand the question.
The most wrestler that we know, right? In wrestling in general, right? Name a moment that definitely displayed their personality.
A moment?
Yes. Because
that we know.
All these top stars from AJ, whatever, they do certain things in the ring that make the shoot that show their personality.
You know what's so? Because we talked about Shane earlier. Honestly speaking, Shane Taylor it's night and day because on a personal, just
Shane
outside of the ring, he does count. Because if you see,
because he's a promo, you know how to talk. I'm talking about the wrestlers. I'm talking about niggas who just do wrestling moves that get over like that.
None, my nigga.
Thank you.
None, my nigga. The thing is, I'm gonna tell you something.
Well,
and wait, hold on. We gotta go. Miles, give me a second. Ashton Starr. I fucking love this motherfucker.
Right.
I don't really see his promos, but he does other shit around it.
Oh, what about Aew?
Nigga, I'm gonna get to my nigga Aew.
There's Carter.
No, hold on.
Come on. Prolific.
No, hold on. Let me get this off real quick. Because I know I want to go. Ashton Starr. Locks. Flamboyant. Comes out. Everything. Fucking star. Cuts his hair. Rebrands himself. Ill. Doesn't really cut a promo, but the thing about it, all the extra shit around it, personality, just vibrations of it factor.
Right.
We talk about Eel. Bro, he's cutting promos on his own with his fucking camera. Making you believe into this character, facial expressions, all of this shit. And he cuts promo videos.
Yeah.
And got you believing into this character.
Eel O'Neal, he's busy this week. He booked him busy this week.
Like, got you believing into this character. We look at Shane Taylor with an STP.
Come on.
You're looking at a foundation. You're looking at a group that you believe in.
And each guy's on their own. They know what to do.
But the thing about it, when you look at the group, it's believable. And what I'm trying to say at this point is that, and I'm not shitting on independent wrestlers. I'm not. But you gotta cut a promo. You gotta be cutting a promo. You gotta talk on the mic. You have to get better because the only way. Because listen, 5'2", when he was at that show, he said this: your in-ring skills keeps you employed. Your body, how the way you look, gets you signed. Your mic skills makes you money.
Great example. Randy Orton, right? You know why Triple H noticed him? He was in a submission. Randy Orton was suddenly, Randy Orton said that. I put a little mustard onto it, but it got people's attention.
And also what he did, he was injured. I can't be in the ring.
Oh, yo, Randall was out
Like
here
this.
on Raw every
Like
week in the
this.
background, counting
Like
down
this.
the days of when he was
But
coming off his
that's
injury.
promo
though.
work.
That's
But
promo work.
we're gonna end the show. Not right. Wait, I need you to put your head back on real quick because we're gonna do predictions real quick, and then we're gonna end the show. So once again, Full Gear this weekend in Minnesota. So if you're going to the show, be safe, be well. But if not in the tri-state area, you can come out to Legends. If you don't want to spend $50, $60 on Bleacher Report app or whatever the case might be, come out to Legends. You can RSVP or hit one of us up and let us know. But real quick, you got the buy-in. So the pre-show, you have let's see, the pre-show match is Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter versus Sheeta and Thunder Rosa. Oh, okay. You guys care? Cool.
It's Thunder Rosa should win.
Cool story, bro. It's a tag match, so okay. Y'all seem invested. I'm here for it. Then you have
I'm
Pac.
not, bro.
I know. That's the point.
Why is Thunder Rosa on the pre-show?
Neither here or there. You got Pac and Cody Rhodes versus. Oh fuck, we didn't get to talk about that and how I thought that entrance on both sides of the fucking arena pissed me off. Whatever.
I kind of liked it though.
I didn't, cause I'm over fucking stimulated. I'm looking at the ramp and seeing these niggas run down and help, and then the cameraman pans to fucking Cody, and Cody's struggling to come down the steps and shit to come into the ramp. I was like, what the fuck going on here?
I'm biased towards Cody.
It's fine.
He
Pac and Cody versus Malachi Black. I almost said Aleister Black and Andrade. Who do you have?
Aleister Black and then they should win.
Aleister Black?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Cody wins. With Andrade. Andrade needs it.
What if Pac turns on Cody and then that'll be that?
Yeah, that's what I said. Andrade should win. Yeah.
Think about it.
I thought you said
You said it's a tag match.
Yeah.
What he meant,
Aleister
though.
Black and Thing, they're together. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they
Aleister
are.
Black and
Did you not
Andrade's
see when the
together.
lights
Yeah,
went
it's a
out?
tag
That's
team,
what
yeah.
fucked me up last night too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I'm sitting here, so now every time the lights go out, both these niggas gonna pop up.
It's. I think. No, Andrade needs it.
Yeah, it needs it. Yeah.
So he's gonna win. My bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You got this fucking dumbass street fight. You got the Inner Circle, which includes Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy
the Inner
Guevara,
Circle gotta
Santana, and Ortiz versus
Inner
Ethan
Circle.
Page, Scorpio Sky.
I'm over them.
I
When
hate
they
this
do
whole
this
shit.
But they always do this with Inner
And
Circle.
honestly speaking, it should be on a pre-show. Hate
Yeah.
the whole shit.
Yeah.
Falls Count Anywhere, you got Christian Cage and Jurassic Express versus Anna Cole and the Young Bucks.
Jurassic Express.
Oh,
Then again,
Young Bucks. Come on, let's be serious.
Yeah, need to win. Yeah, I think. the Young Bucks
you
do
got Darby Allin versus MJF.
win. MJF gonna win on some real
I think
cheesy
MJF
way.
is
Yeah.
gonna win too.
Like how that he might handcuff his
They
wrist.
need to continue this feud
Yeah.
after this.
You have for the AEW Tag Team Championship, you got the Lucha Brothers,
Lucha
current
Brothers.
champions versus AAA
Yeah.
Tag Team Champions FTR.
Lucha
I
Brothers.
hate that whole feud too, actually. Luki, I think whatever.
You said Lucha Brothers?
Yeah.
FTR's winning.
I don't
So-
think they're gonna have all the gold.
I heard
That's wild.
Simon Miller said this. Shout out to Simon Miller. Like he think that the FTR should win it and make the Lucha Brothers have it seems to be more bigger. Win it in Mexico. Win both titles in Mexico.
That'd be
Okay.
fly.
You have for the AEW Women's Championship, Britt Baker versus
Come on.
Tay Conti.
You know Britt Baker's gonna win.
You have CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston.
Eddie.
I gotta go with Eddie.
Punk.
New York.
As much as I want Eddie to win, so don't let
New
that
York.
fool you.
But then he kind of said,
But
I'm not
Punk.
gonna win. I'm just gonna beat you up.
I think that it should end in like no
Punk-
contest, just to
Punk's-
beat on
Punk's
each other.
gonna GTS him, and then that'll be that. You have the AEW Championship Eliminator Tournament. The winner will get the next title shot. You got Daniel Bryan versus Miro.
I think. Okay.
Daniel wins.
Yeah.
My nigga Miro.
No, I think
should win.
Miro wins.
No. Because so you can lose to Hangman.
Yeah, no. So that's the other thing too. And we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Like I
Because
think
then you
that-
have for the AEW Championship finally Kenny Omega versus Hangman.
Hangman.
So I think Hangman wins, but I do think that Miro is gonna take the title off him. I don't say when, I won't say where, but that'll probably happen.
That's why I said that Daniel Bryan should win.
And then build
Yeah.
makes the title more.
Yeah.
If Daniel Bryan wins, then Kenny wins.
No. Because again, for what? No. Like you did all
Because
this-
then you go back to you
see?
get
You
get
see?
Kenny and
You
Daniel
see?
Bryan
You see?
too.
You see?
But
You
that's
see?
why.
That'll
And
be stupid.
That'd be stupid because
Stupid as
fuck.
this goes back to what y'all been saying on the internet. You hate the storyline where you're gonna say that you do all of this for no payoff.
Yeah,
But I think it should be.
because
I
that's their
think-
track record. So
I
No,
yes.
it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I think.
What?
Listen. I think what it should be Daniel wins.
Hangman beat him.
Hangman beats him,
Adam.
right? Then you come down to Kenny wanting to become #1 contender. Daniel, whatever, we can do the WWE style. I have in my contract rematch clause. They compete for the #1 contendership. And then we get a match between those two, and then it's back to Hangman versus Page 2.
Okay, so we'll see who walks out AEW World Champion this Saturday. Once again, thank you to everyone that joined us on the live today. Make sure to RSVP for Legends this Saturday for Full Gear.
It will be in the description
Make
below.
sure to also RSVP for Legends next Saturday for the meetup. And also to join us over the panel. And the next Sunday is Survivor Series. If you're not going to Barclays, then you can meet the boys at Legends. Pretty Heels is going to do a meetup at McMahon's Survivor Series Day. So more information you can check on our Facebook group or social media. And then after that, we'll be at WrestleCade. So anyone that's going to Winston-Salem, let us know. If you see us, don't be shy. Say hi. But it's going to be a good time. So we're trying to wrap out the end of the year as we get closer to talking about 2021, ups and downs of wrestling for a whole year post-pandemic. So, but we'll see you guys next week on the Jobbertears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc. # Black Excellence. # we are out.
Got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Try to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.